Hey everyone, welcome to week 9 of my sailing devlog. This week I spent a lot of time on the networking components, and it's actually the very hardest thing you can possibly do when you're creating this kind of game. But the first thing I wanted to show you is the ropes. So I was actually able to get the ropes figured out across the network. So when I reach down and grab something, it automatically grabs it back. It works with both hands, moving around. This is quite a short rope, so it might cause problems if you yank on it, but it's working fine like that. The other thing that I got working is across the network, the sailboat now works. So last week I had showed you that I couldn't grab the boom without it not showing correctly. So now it's working fine. So I can grab it, pull it in, and you can see it starts sailing. Also works with the ropes. They all accurately move in, and the rudder as well. Oh, looks like I'm sailing away. So as you can see, I actually had to leave my other view behind. I'm gonna leave that guy running over there. But now it is working across the network. So the reason that it took basically the entire week to get all this stuff working was when it comes to physics across the network, physics in general, they have a lot of weird properties. So one thing that I did notice was that when I was creating the physics of the old system, I was getting phantom forces. Basically, when I grabbed something and threw it through the physics engine, it would actually start giving the boat some forces that didn't really exist. It came down to I am a person in the world and I'm grabbing something and yanking back and forth. And because I'm not actually attached to this rigid body, um, which is the boat, it's actually not giving me any feedback that makes sense. Basically, it's pushing the boat around as if someone that was not standing in the boat was doing that. Because in real life, when you're standing in a boat and you pull on something, you're applying a force on the boat in the same direction. So that's why it took so long, and this week's been fairly tough, but I think I'm on the right track. I'm going to start getting into some newer and cooler stuff next week that I'm going to talk about. Let's do a quick tack here. Oh, yeah. Oh, grabbing that too. There we go. Tack wasn't the greatest, but getting better at sailing in the virtual world.
After reviewing the footage I just took, I realized I hadn't mentioned something. That the remote view that you're looking for and the start of the video was actually across the network and across the internet. I had mentioned it in my last week's report, but I'm trying to show what it'll look like from someone else's perspective to show that all the networking is working pretty well. And as you can see, there's not a lot of judder or like jerking back and forth when you're moving around in the world and grabbing things. So I think the network solution that I found is pretty good and will be fairly great when you're playing with other people on the network. So the next thing I'm going to work on this week is probably a VoIP system. I've been playing Onward a lot, and I really love the VoIP system in there. The voice over IP works great. The fact that you can reach up and grab your radio to radio in or just talk when you're within range is something I want to have introduced into the game. So I'm going to figure out how that will tie into the gameplay and also implement a voice over IP system that I found. Pretty short devlog today. There wasn't a whole lot to show, but thanks for watching, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.